Okay, so I think I fixed it now. I don't know what happened there. Should be audio capture, audio input capture, export. Let's go to stream real quick. Let's go to, yeah. Alright, sir, thank you. So I guess something happened with the OBS. I'm trying to calculate, how long it's going to take me to level each individual skill and stat to get them maxed. Playing on the hard server, like the server that I'm building right now. If I don't worry about thievery, I can basically make builds that work really good, but leveling thievery to advanced takes a long time. But with 80% thievery, you're getting it down to like 30 to 60 hours. About 30 hours is the amount that I think is reasonable for most stats to level. And then we just looked at driving and motorcycling skill at 40% is allowing you to travel at 49 kilometers per hour. So it's quicker than running on foot with quads and dirt bikes, which can go off-road. So I would prefer 60, but you have to get basic to get to 60, and starting off with 30 is just too slow. People can run you down on foot pretty easy. And medical, we can level up in 15 hours or so, as long as we have the supplies to do it. Survival is going to save us the most time with the awareness and engineering stats. Like, overall, you'll save the most time during gameplay with this, but if I started with engineering, I have access to the 50 cal crafted pistol, and since guns and stuff are pretty rare on the server I'm building, that would be like really strong. So it's kind of a toss up there, but running, we're trying to get endurance up because right now it's looking like normally I take 5 constitution, and I need 5 strength with basic thievery to be able to crowbar a locker in 35 seconds. Without that, you lose a lot of durability on your crowbars, and uh, it takes like over a minute to crowbar 1 locker. But with a 1.5 strength brawling wise, we just looked at, so if you're passively farming it, which is really difficult in brawling, I hate leveling brawling, I think you get 17 experience per hit. But if we did what we just did with the puppet, where you shoot it with an arrow and then you punch it, and we're getting 2 punches, we're getting 90 XP per puppet. And then let's say they spawn in groups of 4, then we just saw the number. So you're looking at 1,000,000 points divided by 90, which that would be how many puppets. You divide that by 4, which would be like an average group of puppets. And you're looking at 2,000 something, which actually isn't very bad. This is a pretty decent number. So I'm fine actively leveling my brawling instead of passively leveling it. I hear you, man. It's complicated, but I've been breaking down characters and leveling character stats and stuff for the last few months. And I'm just trying to, I've made so many characters over and over, I'm just trying to like balance it out. The hard part is that they don't have intelligence scaling in the game. If intelligence scaling comes into the game, this becomes so much easier. That you can just take the points out of this, drop them in strength. But with 0.384 in strength, it's taking, 12 to 16 hours to get 1 point in strength. So I can get this to 3, you know, in under 30 hours, that's fine. But going from 3 to 5 is going to be like 30-something hours of leveling. But you can passively farm strength. But the main thing right now is I'm trying to figure out running an endurance. And having, so the mechs on the server do 4x damage. So having a higher HP pool helps a lot. If you have like 3 HP or less, you can basically like get one shot almost. Or 3 constitution or less. Mechs aren't too bad. The only thing mechs can really, like, if you're not afraid of the mech and you just kind of bob and weave behind cover, like 90% of the time they miss all their shots. So just every now and then you'll get clipped. If you have like a basic bulletproof armor, like even at 4x damage, without anything on, they do like 80% of your HP in one shot. With basic bulletproof armor, they do basically normal damage almost. And even then, they miss most of their shots, so it's not that big of a deal. Running 200,000 divided by 3, divided by 60. 18 hours. I already made a server. It's only a 10-person server right now, though. I've been testing things. I have someone in my Twitch chat that plays on it a little bit, helps me test stuff, and then there is a group of guys in Discord that are thinking about coming over and testing it with me. If we get a lot of people, I know a guy who has a 32-player server. He will let us adjust the stats for it, and then if it gets any bigger than that, I would have to try to find some way to pay for it, because once you go to like a 100-player server or something, it's like $60 a month. So that's the server name if you wanted to try it out. I just adjusted the spawn times though, so I doubled the amount of time it takes for items to respawn because bunkers were still a bit too strong. I will say that I'm kind of balancing the server around how I think it would feel to play a solo survival experience. So guns and stuff are fairly rare. If you do decide to play, I kind of have a blueprint of how you can make money fairly easily. But I'm trying to force people to have to hit multiple bunkers if you're going to hit bunkers. Because I just figured out bunkers were just too powerful. I made 3K in one run at one of them. And I could just run back and forth to it over and over. But the loot spawns are pretty low on the server, so don't get discouraged if you don't find a bunch of stuff early. You're gonna need to craft bows. You're gonna need to craft armor and stockpile your bolts and things. Things do spawn, but they're very sporadic. And then if I wanted guns to spawn a lot less frequently, I can drop the percentages down. So right now the loot percentage is 0.275. If I didn't want guns to spawn as much, I could go 0.25. But I'm telling you, the guns do spawn. I found like 4 of them in a couple days when the loot was respawning every hour. Right now the loot is spawning every 2 hours. So you're going to have to kind of branch out and hit multiple areas instead of just one, which is going to help a good bit because there isn't that many players on the map, so y'all might have a better chance of running into each other. Airdrops are every 2 hours as well. They have a 5-minute airtime, 5-minute timer on the ground. The gas doesn't respawn as fast at gas stations, but it's still plenty to fuel like quads and dirt bikes and things. There's 2 of each vehicle on the server. Screwdrivers and stuff are fairly rare, so you're going to want to use C4 parts if you want to raid bases. Wild puppet spawns are ×8, but they only spawn every hour or 2. External puppet spawns are at 6 with a 100% spawn rate, and internal puppet spawns are at 3 with a 5% spawn rate, so they don't really spawn inside of normal buildings very often, but bunkers and stuff like that they still spawn in. Puppet damage is 3x right now, mech damage is 4x. So I mean, I can team up with you if you want, if you wanted to play on it, but you gotta think of it. It's more like a solo player experience with the possibility of having more players in it with you. It just takes time to get used to playing. That being said, I've been playing on it without a bunch of players on, so I don't know how that's going to affect the spawn rates and the puppet amount. So if the puppets get out of hand, I'll have to tone it down. You just have to give me feedback in the game, like how it feels, what you find. That's what I'm looking for. I can adjust the stats. Let me look here. History, recent. Let me find it real quick. So, with the settings, I can go in here and I can change pretty much anything in the game almost, as long as they have a user option for it. And then I haven't messed with the traders at all, so all the trader prices are standard. I do have a file though that I can use to change trader prices and what they sell and all that. And the only thing I would really change right now is potentially pistol prices and armor prices, because they're like 2,000 or 3,000. Okay, so this is taking 18 hours at 20%. So if we drop this to, let's see, if we got 400,000. And so we got 2 a second, maybe. Go 60 divided by 60. 55 hours. 340. Right now, I'm not messing with the prices on the server. They're all the same. However, essentially, the server right now, how it is just to make it more like a solo player experience. If I ever make a server with a lot more players on it, because they have the potential to stockpile more and more loot, I would probably increase the trader prices. Originally, I was planning on increasing the trader prices because the default game, it was really easy to get money and buy stuff for me. But then after playing on the server, I realized that it's actually fairly difficult to get enough money to buy the vehicle, and not really the vehicle so much as keeping it repaired. So when you're spending 2,000 or 3,000 to repair a vehicle if it gets damaged, it siphons a lot of money away from you, which that's kind of the big thing with this server, is that everything's so rare that it's kind of important. Um, yeah. So I mean, there's quite a bit there. Right now, I'm not changing the prices. The only reason I was thinking about changing the pistol and the armor prices is because they're really low compared to everything else. So a a pistol that's like a 44 Magnum, you can craft ammo for at medium engineering, and it only costs like 2 or 3 thousand bucks at the trader, and that's very powerful compared to somebody like with a bow, you know. And the gun doesn't break or anything like that because it's a revolver. Um, I'm fine with people getting pistols, but it's just it seems a little bit too easy. And then like the armors you can buy for like 3,800 because that's just the basic trader price. But I was wanting people to go to the bunkers to kill the armored puppets and repair their armor to 50% durability. Sounds good, man. So let me know if you decide to hop on. I can try to help you out. Um, 200,000, 60, 60, 47 hours. $67% and 27%. 200, so 730,000 divided by 730,000. Let's go divided by 3. Okay, so 67 hours. And then we need 330,000 divided by 3. 30 hours. Do I go medium, medium? This would give me access to the crafted shotgun early. I think it's level medical in game. Brawling's good, running, endurance. Okay. Max survival, debrief, so 3.1, 1.5, 4.4, 3.13. Okay. I still need to set up the server reset time. So not right now is if I don't manually reset the server, it the trees and stuff don't respawn, which I kind of like, but I need to set a timer to let it reset on its own at some point. I think we try this bunker maybe. So right now the server also is first person only, and you don't have access to maps. Look at my movement speed and stuff. So movement speed 29 kilometers per hour. That's pretty good. That's just as much as I had earlier, to be honest. See how much we're gaining here. We're gaining 1 to 2. Yeah, we're gaining 1 to 2 here. We can increase this with a bicycle. And then endurance we're going to have to slowly increase over time. But now we have the thievery up, and we have the driving and stuff where it's at least decent. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this. Potentially we could have started with medical because this isn't my main character, but survival being fairly high is pretty good. We should be able to max out these in 30 something hours if we're focusing on them. So that's acceptable. This should be 30 something hours is acceptable. These should be fine. Brawling is going to take time. Melee weapons we should be able to level on our own fairly decently, so I think we'll be okay. And, you know, having less muscle will decrease our calorie consumption, so until we get our endurance and our constitution up, this will be okay. But this is the top right of the map near D0. So I need to... I guess I'm going to try and hit the bunker. We need to test kind of what the server spawns are like with the new time, because I doubled the respawn time. So instead of loot respawning every hour, it's going to respawn every 2 hours. So I'm not going to be able to just run back and forth to one building over and over again. We need to make an axe. See, but the combination of dexterity with the high survival, it reduces the crafting time for everything. So I'm saving like over a third of the time on every single item that I'm crafting at the very beginning of the game, which adds up pretty quickly, to be honest. And like cutting down this tree and stuff is 1/3 of the time. Breaking down the logs is 1/3 of the time. The sticks. But I am going to have to get my strength up before I can take advantage of the thievery with the crowbarring. Right now with my strength being so low, my crowbarring time is probably terrible, to be honest. And her character actually is really fast right now. It's just that I can't carry as much weight. Once I put weight on, I'm going to get slowed down. So the bow doesn't slow you down as long as it's in your hand very much. So I'm probably going to try and keep a bow. And then I'm going to weaken them with the bow, punch them with my fist to finish them off to get some brawling XP. That way I don't have to manually go in and level brawling as much later. Because that's going to be super annoying. If I try to manually, like, passively level brawling on a puppet, it's going to take 30-something hours to get to advanced. So I'd prefer just to level it up in game. I can level melee up afterwards. Fairly easy. What do I need here? Let's go ahead and cut this up. Let's go ahead and make a simple bag. Okay, got all that. Need some rope. See, like on a normal server, none of this really matters so much, like the crafting and stuff. You can just go to any area, find all your equipment, get as much money as you want fairly easily, but the harder the server, the lower the loot pool, the more this crafting comes into play, so the more that time that you save crafting each individual item, it's just going to save you a lot in the long run. Yeah, let's just cut that into sticks, make some arrows. It should be a fairly simple bunker up here. Might cut down one more tree. Just get 2 stacks arrows, probably be okay. The other thing too with survival is if you start with no survival, it can take you a fairly decent time to get it to advanced. But the time that it takes you go to advanced plus is about the same as going from 0 to advanced survival. So you also have that benefit there. I'm going to go ahead and make a bundle. We'll put this on our back because you can rotate the bundles on your back with the bow. And then if I run out of arrows inside the bunker or something, I can just, you know, cut these sticks, make some extra arrows. It'd be alright. And then potentially use it as a campfire or something else if I need it. Make spears or whatnot. But I will keep this knife in my pocket for sure. Survival's benefit is kind of hard to notice, but it's just all this stuff that I made, just imagine it takes you 3 times as long to do exactly what I did. See, so when you swap weapons, the sticks just go to your back. which is fairly good. So the stone axe is probably about to break, but it'll be alright. God damn. Well, at least we know a bear spawns around here. Severe bleeding. Do we go for it? We don't have thread yet. That's the problem. I can't really use much of anything. I can get some food off of it, I guess. Actually, I mean, we might be able to make a hat. See, but it's not likely that I'm going to find thread around here, so I need to find, like, a, Technically, I could build a couple of bags, load the bear meat up, and bring it to the trader and buy thread, but I want to go to the bunker, so I'm just going to go ahead and craft a bear hat. It might help me keep me warm. Maybe. I don't think that you can do anything with those anymore. I'll just go ahead and put a couple of meat on me real quick so I can have some food here in a minute. As far as I recall, bears, on an official server, bears were selling for 800 or so, low pop. Single player, they were selling for like 16. I don't know what they sell for on this server because I haven't brought one there yet. Okay. I think maybe I just go ahead and drop one of these. Or I'll just eat it. I could put it on a stick, but I'm just not super worried about it right now. I don't really know what I'm going to find in the bunker. I don't really expect to find much of anything. And I could check that place out down there, but it's also kind of a pain. Like, if I get clipped without any armor, I'm probably dead. That being said, I never really go to this bunker that much. I know it's fairly easy and small, but wherever it's at. back here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Okay, so we're gaining a little bit of endurance, that's fine. Doors are open here. Someone else on the server already? No? I guess somebody came here because I haven't been up here. Of course, why wouldn't that happen? I should have got more archery skill before this, to be honest. Holy shit. Ah, crap. Alright. Alright. Feel like making a bow again, so let's do throwing knives and a spear. Seems decent. I really should have just went over to either scrapyard or went towards the trader. bushes over here? I'm not seeing any bushes, sir.